Hello again, welcome back. In today's video I'll be giving one of my chucks a really good clean, and it'll be the one which has the medium grouper jaws on because that's the one I use the most. We almost probably give a blast of air to the chucks when we finish turning, but that just gets rid of the dust that we have created on that turning. Now, especially if you've done some wet turning, etc., it is surprising the amount of resin and gunk that gets stuck to the chuck body and to the jaws and the carriers. I've actually got some paint overspray on my jaws which I will also be removing, so I'll be taking the jaws out, detaching them from the carriers and giving everything a really good clean. Most importantly then I'll be showing you the method I use to replace the jaws on the jaw carriers and into the body to make sure you get a perfectly symmetrical fit. Okay, without further ado, let's get cleaning up this chuck. Now, the chuck I'm going to be cleaning up today is the Axminster SK114. Now, the back is sealed, but just to show you the workings inside, and that there should be no need to do any cleaning inside or adding any grease. You just need a T15 on this one and undo. Good idea to keep a little pot to put all your screws in. Now, as I say, this is sealed, so there should be no need, no rubbish, dust or anything should get inside, and you can see in there that it's really clean. Everything works nice and smoothly, the cams and everything is working fine. I could put a bit of grease in there, but I'm not going to on this occasion, but that just shows you that it does its job. So I'll just do it back up again and we'll carry on. Now you can see the paint overspray on the jaws. It's not going to affect its operation, but while I'm cleaning everything I might as well clean that off as well. So I'll be taking the jaws off. Now, I find it easier to take the jaws off while it's on the chuck, so you can either use a 3mm Allen key. I tend to use a T25, and just undo all the jaw carrier nuts rather, and then the jaws will come away from the carrier. Okay, so the jaws have been removed from the carriers, and as you can see, apart from the paint, there's bits of resin and dust and rubbish in there, so they want a really good clean. Now, the next thing is to take off you can see here the overspray, but is to take out the jaw carriers. I'll just put it on a plinth so it's easier to take them out. Now, carrier number 4, they're all numbered. You can hardly see them because of the paint spray, but I take those out, and number 4 will come out first. That's it. Now they should all be loose now, so we take all of those out, and you can see they don't slide out easily. There's quite a bit of rubbish in there, so that's what we're going to be cleaning up. Well, you can see there quite clearly all the rubbish and gunk that's collected in the jaw carrier, and that's repeated for all of them. The actual jaws, the back of the jaws there, where they move around on the scroll, where the carriers go, excuse me, it's all got rubbish and bits of gunk on it, so they need a total clean as well. Okay, so what I've got here, I've got the jaws in just some acetone, just common old garden acetone, which is basically nail polish remover, for the paint, and sort of mess things around there a little bit, and then I take my trusty toothbrush, and then that gets rid. Don't forget to wear protective glasses in case you get a splash. Now, I haven't actually used the acetone before because I haven't had any paint, because you know me, I don't do much paint work on my turn-ins. This might actually get rid of the other dirt as well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think we're going to have to put the tool bit cleaner on afterwards. So I'll leave that. I'll carry on with these and we'll see all the paint gone. And then I'll do the body with the paint. Get rid of the paint on that as well. And then we'll go to the next stage. Now here are the jaws. I've dried them all off and got rid of everything. And it's done an excellent job. The blade and bit cleaner I don't think is going to be necessary. Well, it's not on the jaws for sure, because everything is spotless. There are a few marks there where I caught it with a tool over the years, but the actual jaws are ready to be remounted, so when we're ready. So they're done. Now what I'm going to do is, next I've got to put the jaw carriers in, put a bit more acetone in, and this is an experiment. There's no paint basically on the jaw carriers, but the acetone might do the job and I would have to use blade bit cleaner. So I'll let them soak for a bit in the acetone and then I'll go with my toothbrush, get through everything, and then we'll see how that goes, whether the acetone will actually get rid of everything or I need to put some blade and bit cleaner to get rid of the resin that's all jammed in the in these grooves here. Okay, I'll come back when I've done that. Now, while the carriers and the bolts are just soaking in the acetone, I've just put some acetone onto a paper towel, and this is getting the paint off the chuck body here. Now, because it seemed to get rid of the gunk, what I'm going to do is use my toothbrush. Now what you need to do here is to turn the scroll, because you can see all the gunk inside here. So you turn the scroll and get your toothbrush in there and get the carriers done. So I'll carry on with this because otherwise you're going to get very bored. The other thing I tend to do is, if you keep the toothbrush in one of the guides here, okay, and turn the scroll, then it's going through the toothbrush and you're getting rid of any gunk, hopefully. And then it's a case of how far you want to go really, and how much time you want to spend on it. So I'll carry on with this now, and then we'll come back and see how well the acetone has got rid of the rubbish on the carriers as well, and we might not have to use the blade and bit cleaner. So I've done the chuck body, the jaw carriers, and indeed the screws, or the bolts I should say. I'll zoom in on the actual chuck, and you should be able to see that is really nice and clean now. All the scrolling is clean and the guideways for the jaw carriers. And again, if you want to look at this, the amount of crud that has come off there, and that's come out of the jaws, the jaw carriers, and the body of the chuck. And that's only acetone. I haven't used what I normally use, blade and bit cleaner. So there's something else I've learned, that acetone is a good cleaner for this sort of a job. So the next stage now is to attach the jaws to the jaw carrier. Now they're all numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4, corresponding on the jaw carrier, and indeed the body of the chuck. So if you turn the jaw over, you have that groove, and you marry that into that groove, and then get the holes lined up, and don't worry, I won't go through every one, and then you drop the bolt in, just finger tight to get him in to begin with, and then you do the same with each of the jaws and carriers. So I'll do that and come back to you, and then we'll fit it into the chuck body. So now we've got a nice clean chuck body on the lathe and 4 really nice clean jaws. So what I like to do here, rather than spray directly, is dry lubricant, spray it onto a paper towel and just wipe it along the channels here. Okay, so now as you can see, number 1 on there, number 1 on the jaw, and then if you turn the scroll, as you can see here, that's the bit, back off a bit, and then slot the jaw in, and a little bit of pressure until it bites, and it's in. And do the same with the 4 jaws. Bring the scroll round, back it off a little bit, drop in the jaw, a couple of turns to secure it, and then again for jaw number 3, do the same again, and it just comes there, and then drop it down, a little bit of pressure, turn, and then the final one, when the scroll comes round there to the beginning, slot in the jaw and tighten. Now your jaws are all in the right order. Now this is the important part that quite a lot of people, especially the newer turner, get wrong. If I put this down like so, and I bear in mind I've tightened the screws, not extremely tight, but you can see there's a gap, a gap, a gap. So they're not meeting perfectly concentrically. So what you do is loosen off each screw, each bolt rather. Okay. And I know this takes a little while, but I think it's worth it in the end. A little while on video, I mean, not a little while to actually do. So basically your jaws now, if I open them out a bit, they're loose. Okay, so you turn it closed and literally press in like so, tighten up, not overly tight. Now you can see that they're meeting perfectly on the front face and each of the jaws. So now you tighten up each of the bolts, and I do recommend occasionally just checking after you've been turning a couple of months with the same chuck or whatever. Always just check that these are secure. You don't want to over tighten, but you want them really firm so nothing moves. So now we've got everything tightened up. You can open up and you'll see when we close that everything is absolutely spot on. And that's how you put your jaws on. Well, I hope you found that of some interest and picked up a few little hints and tips. We've now got a nearly new shiny chuck that's working really flawlessly. I think it's really worth doing it on a fairly regular basis, maybe 1 or 2 every couple of years. I mean, I've neglected this for about 3 years, and you can see the amount of rubbish that actually did mount up. However, it's all clean, all lubricated, and especially the jaws, always make sure that they're put on correctly and you get a really good concentric hold on your jaws. Well, thank you very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers now.